Appreciate that. Hello, everyone. Welcome out to Fort Zumwalt East High School for our GAC Game of the Week between the Fort Zumwalt South Bulldogs and the Fort Zumwalt East Lions. We got the Bulldogs out taking their final warm-ups. Welcome to the pregame show. We've got a couple of interviews here for you. We've got a GAC Central matchup here with the Bulldogs at 6-2. The Lions at 4-4. The Bulldogs still got a shot at the GAC title, at least a share of it, but we'll be keeping an eye on Washington and Holt over there. Washington is 7-1 in conference. They split with the Bulldogs last week. The Lions are trying to get themselves back on track. Been scuffling a little bit, and but the South Bulldogs come in off a 3-3 week last week. So both teams trying to get themselves squared away here heading into districts, and these two teams are in the same district. So this is an important game not only for the conference but for seeding as well. So let's take a moment. We got birthday breaking out over here. Lauren, let's take a listen here. We had Coach Friedel before the game here. Let's cue him up and go. South Bulldogs. Coach, thanks for taking the time.
Hey, appreciate the coverage. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. We're talking about last 6 games. You're 3-3. You've scuffled a little bit. Good opponents. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have played some good opponents, but we just weren't scoring runs. I think we had 2 RBIs in over a 32-inning span there during those 3 games. So it's kind of, we got to get back on track as far as getting some clutch hits and scoring some runs.
Played Washington, you split with Washington, good conference opponent. Today you got East, you got Carter Cox on the mound. Talk about your lefty.
Yeah, he's an experienced junior. He's been pitching some varsity since his freshman year. We feel like we have a good 1-2 punch with him and Connor Hinkie, and we have Carter's the most experienced, so we have him pitch the road games in the conference, and Connor pitches the home games. So.
There you go. It's a different strategy.
Yeah.
I love that. Coach, your offense has been good for most of the season. You talked about the hiccup, but you got 8 guys hitting above 300. Talk about your offense.
Yeah, we're pretty balanced up and down the lineup. At least we hope that we are. We've got probably, I think, 6 or 7 with at least 10 RBIs. So, we just have to get it going, get it flowing, get it gelling.
Back on track,
yeah.
Right, as you said. Coach, you got this is the last week of conference play. You're looking toward districts. What are you saying to your team?
We want to finish strong. We still have we need some help from Holt today over Washington, and we can sneak into the conference championship if we take care of business here against a tough team. And then East is also in our district, so this is an important game for seeding purposes as well the next 2 days. So.
Very good. Coach Bill Friedel, folks, Fort Zumwalt South Bulldogs. Coach, good luck and thanks for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you. All right, thanks, Coach Friedel. I'm sorry, folks. I was talking to a gentleman here. We appreciate the fans, the support, really do, man. Appreciate it. We were talking with Carter Cox's dad. He was over here. This young man is pitching very well for the Bulldogs right now, and we're going to see him today. But let's move to Fort Zumwalt East. 14-9 on the season. Actually, dang it, I got messed up there, Lauren. I was going to do the starting lineup for the Fort Zumwalt Bulldogs. Starting off in the leadoff role, number 21, Jackson Tankersley, playing third base. In the 2-hole, number 23, Carter Cox, pitching. And in the 3-hole, number 18, Connor Mendel, the catcher. In the 4 spot, number 8, Evan Fullhorst in center field. In the 5-hole, Connor Hankey, number 6, he's playing first base. Number 13, Jacob Reynolds is the DH. And in the 7-hole, Holden Carl number 2, he's at second base. And in the 8 hole, number 3, Sam Ailes playing left field. And in the 9 hole, number 10, Carter Adkins playing shortstop. And so we're going to catch here. We got a chance to talk with Coach Russ Hill from Zumwalt East. We're not going to see the young man Lucas McGill. We just found out today. I saw it on his Instagram. He is going to be got a UCL tear, partial tear. He's going to be going into surgery, so we're going to miss him today. And we talked with Coach Hill a little bit before. He brought that up. So, hey, Lauren, let's roll Coach Hill. Folks, we're here with Coach Russ Hill, Fort Zumwalt East Lions. Coach, thanks for taking the time for a moment.
Thanks for having us.
Home game last week of conference play. Got the rival here, Fort Zumwalt South Bulldogs. You've been scuffling a little bit. What's your message to the team?
Well, we just got to compete and battle today. We're taking a little bit, took one on the chin with McGill. That hurts us, even though that's not really the priority. We've been talking about him all week and weekend. Just sad news. I feel for him. But, we have a meeting every Monday morning, and we talked about how we have to, address the elephant in the room, talk about it, and then move on. So we've done that. So the message today is up on our board. We're just going to play loose, play free, not worry about mistakes, have a little fun, and play with confidence. So
we saw Carter Hollingsworth at the GAC Classic. This young man, he can pitch. What are you expecting from him? Yeah,
big things. He's young, but he's stepped into the number 2 role all year long and has done really, really well. Actually, he's only had he's had one hiccup last week against North. And, we talked to him and said sometimes you just don't have your best stuff. It's not like, you're going to be great every outing. At the moment, he was 5-1 with a .86 ERA going into North and through every Wednesday for us. So he was doing really well, and we expect to get him back on track, even though he's got his hands full here. So, yeah. But I'm expecting him to step up and have a little fun and see if he can spot and locate and change speeds, and we'll see.
There you go. Your offense up, down. You've had guys and whatnot. Talk to us about the offense. How are you working to get those guys going?
Yeah, it is. That's true. It has been a little bit up and down. It has been kind of funky. So we're definitely feeling like we're capable.
Yeah.
We have some good players. We have some good hitters. Sometimes pitching just kind of shuts us down a little bit, and that happens. But we're mixing it up a little bit. Each and every day. Like today we got Weber down in the 5-hole, which is a little bit unique for him. He's been in the 2-hole a lot, and even some in the 4. But we got him down in the 5-hole and see what that brings. But yeah, we'll see what we can
trying just to extend the lineup a little, right?
Yeah, definitely. So we got JC up top, and then of course Clee Thermos has been solid for us. So we put him in the 2-hole today. So we'll see what that brings.
Very good, folks. Coach Russ Hill, Fort Zumwalt East Lions. Coach, thanks for your time.
Appreciate it, Brian. Thanks.
We appreciate Coach Hill taking the time to chat it up with us a little bit here. We're going to get the Fort Zumwalt East lineup here for you now. Leading off for the Lions, number 31, Jackson Carter playing center field. In the 2-hole, number 19, Ryan Cleathermos playing right field. In the 3-hole, number 12, the freshman Brendan Pyle playing shortstop. And behind the plate, senior Jackson Penn, number 18. DH spot in the 5-hole, Brendan Weber, number 14. Hitting in the 6-hole, number 7, Eric Williams playing third base. In the 7-hole, Michael Gibson, number 23, playing first base. In the 8-hole, number 22, Aiden Wheeler playing left field. And number 10 in the 9-hole, Lonnie Land playing second base. Looks like we got Blues. We just finished up the ground rules. So we're going to be getting the ball game going here. I'm sure we're going to get the national anthem here momentarily. So we'll pause for that here as the Lions take the field. And we'll get we're going to stand for the national anthem, folks. We'll be right back. We're going to leave the microphones on. All right, folks, we're getting ready for the first pitch here. Leading off for the Zumwalt Bulldogs is Jackson Tankersley. Let's actually first talk a little bit about our starting pitcher. Carter Hollingsworth has pitched in 7 games, made 7 appearances. He's got 2 complete games. All his appearances are starts. 1.7 ERA. He's only given up 9 earned runs. So, and that is in 35 2/3 innings. So he's been very effective on the mound for the Lions. He's just a sophomore, big, tall, right-handed kid. And he'll be facing at the top of this lineup some very good hitters. Starting with Jackson Tankersley. And Jackson Tankersley is hitting .388 on the season to start it. Then you have Carter Cox following right after him, hitting .360. And then Connor Mendel is hitting .344. All these guys, and Mendel's not only guy, he's got a .623 slugging percentage. He's driving in runs. And so these are 3 guys at the top of this lineup that are very dangerous. So Hollingsworth has his work cut out for him to start this game. So here we go, folks. Jackson Penn throws down, and we're ready to go for this GAC game of the week. I didn't get the Blues names, Lauren. Bummer. I should have. I'm sorry. Maybe we'll get them. We'll get the Blues' attention here shortly. We'll get that squared away. So Tankersley steps in the box, and we're on our way. We have a 4:14 first pitch start, and it's a strike. And a ground ball hit sharply. The second baseman makes a diving try, but just couldn't corral it. So we have a hit by Tankersley. He's on base. It's a good try by Land over there. Good effort. Carter Cox pitching for the Bulldogs today. He's got a runner on here trying to help his own cause. Hollingsworth from the stretch. Not a huge lead by Tankersley. And a bunt popped up foul and out of play. We're going to get some gusts of wind right in our chops here. We're going to be full of dust here before it's all done, Lauren. And a bunt foul again. We got an 0-2 count now to Cox. We'll see if I think Coach may be wiping that bunt off. We got 2 strikes. It is a very pleasant day out here except for the wind. Field is looking in good shape out here at Fort Zumwalt East. Oh, and he sets the bunt. Oh, that's a heck of a bunt by Cox. Williams comes up throwing, and he is called out on a very close play. Gibson scoops it up. So we've got 1 out now. Moves Tankersley over to second base. That was a bang-bang play. So the sack bunt moves Tankersley into position. Mendel now steps in. And as we said, Connor Mendel hitting .344. He's got 23 RBI on the season. Takes a strike on the inner half. I will say this, Hollingsworth is challenging the strike zone good movement on that pitch, ran right back over the inner half, didn't stay in the middle. Land working Tankersley at second base. Long look. Fastball up. 1-1. Pretty decent crowd so far early. I got my crack engineer, Lauren Klutz, over there taking care of the pictures. We have a little bit of a flicker. We're trying to work on that, folks. And a ball driven to left field, a little pop. It's tailing away, and the catch is made by Ryan Clethermus on that wind is blowing. It was tailing. That's a tough play out there. So now 2 outs. Evan Fullhurst hitting .328. Hollingsworth trying to strand Tankersley at second base. It's going to be hard to get to really drive the ball to the gaps today, folks. That wind is really pushing right in the face of the hitter, and that ball is fouled out of play. Yeah, I don't see any long balls today, unless you squeak one over the right field foul pole there at .320. I think that's about all you're going to get today, because that wind is blowing from left to right. Oh, Clethermus got away with that one, kind of hung that, just kind of sit there and spin, but a loud strike for Fullhurst. 0-2. Number 6, Connor Hankey, is on deck. 2 outs, 0-2 count. Runner at second. Land working the runner, trying to keep him close. And another fastball popped him up on the infield. Pile underneath it for out number 3. And so Hollingsworth strands Tankersley at second base. We go to the bottom of the first inning with the score 0-0. Folks, if you're looking for one of the premier youth tournament providers in the Midwest, look no further than Game 7 Baseball. Covering Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, and Tennessee, Game 7 Baseball has A, AA, AAA major divisions. So you can find the tournament with quality competition to challenge your team. If you're looking for local and or regional events, go to game7baseball.com, register your team, and get signed up for these great events and venues today. We'll have our conversation with Dave Penning on our podcast tomorrow, YBM Cast. That'll be at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. All right, we got Carter Cox on the mound here for the Bulldogs, and Mr. Cox has been pitching very well for the Bulldogs. He is 3-0. He's got 6 starts, 1 complete game. He's got a 2.05 ERA. And he's pitched, we saw him against North out at the GAC Baseball Classic. Pitched a complete game, looked very good out there. So here we go. We're starting off with Jackson Carter leading off for the East Lions. Carter hitting .275 on the year. .406 slugging, 6 RBIs. He's put some runs across the board, across the plate, I should say. There you go. With 16 runs scored. That ball is outside. Is that one of those just a bit outside? Cox resetting himself. Ball one. Fastball. Out of play. 1-1. His fastball sits in the mid-80s, folks, and he can touch up to 86, 87 here. So we're going to see him mix in that curveball. When he's got the curveball working, he's very tough to hit. That stayed up. When we talked to him out at the GAC Classic, the thing that he talked about the most was not getting too far, too deep into counts, and that sometimes has been his bugaboo, is getting deep into counts, and he comes back inside. That fastball in on the hands. Strike two. Carter started off hot in the season, but has kind of tailed off a little bit. A curveball, inner half, fouls it off. Third baseman Tankersley retrieves the foul ball. Two and two the count. Another fastball fouled away. So we got an early battle here, 2-2. Carter has fouled off 2-3 good fastballs and a curveball. Spinner up in the zone gets Carter swinging for out number one. Ryan Cleathermos now, right fielder. Cleathermos hitting .304 on the season, a sophomore. 12 RBIs. Curveball, a little low. He gets that fastball working right there, that slot. That curveball is going to be hard to hit. There it is, strike one. 1-1 to Cleathermos. And a fastball fouled straight back to the fence for strike number two. Oh, we're going to have some dusty eyeballs at the end of this one, Lauren. Fastball stayed up. 2-2. Oh, that's a good pitch. Right on the outer half. That had good run for strike number three. So early on here, Cox opens with two straight strikeouts, and we get the freshman Brendan Pyle. Pyle's hitting .367 on the year, a .550 slugging, 14 RBIs. And he takes ball one. Curveball. Outer half. That's the pitch right there, folks. If it's 1-1. If he's throwing that for a strike. Gets the ball in. Pyle fouls it out to the right. 1-2. 1-2. Fastball up and away. 2-2. So here's where we've been with every batter. We've been in this 2-2 count. That ball's fisted back up the middle. Shortstop comes up. Oh, and a heck of a play by the shortstop, Carter Adkins, who got to that ball quickly and throws out Pyle to end the inning. So we go to the top of the second inning with the score 0-0. Folks, we appreciate you guys tuning in to the game today. While you're here, if you haven't already done that, please hit the subscribe button. We have our weekly YBM cast shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Right now it's Wednesdays and Thursdays because we're doing the GAC Game of the Week on Tuesdays. So YBM cast has the most comprehensive youth and prep baseball talk. So make sure you get in on the conversation. All podcasts are posted on our YouTube channel, Youth Baseball Midwest, at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so please check that out. All right, we're going here to the top of the second inning. Leading off for the Bulldogs is Connor Hankey. So both pitchers have opened well. And a fastball. Pyle just quite couldn't get to it, and Hankey singles right up the middle on the first pitch. For a leadoff single. Jacob Reynolds, the DH now. Squares the bunt, drops a bunt down. Hollingsworth is on it, goes to first base, gets the out, moves the runner to second base. So we are one out with a runner at second. This is kind of deja vu here, Lauren. Holden Carl now. Hitting .259 on the season. He's got 8 RBIs. He's got a chance to drive in a run here. A swing and a miss on a good fastball that ran away from Holden. Jackson Penn behind the plate calling the pitches. Strike two, outer half. I love Hollingsworth's demeanor on the mound. He's attacking the zone. And he kind of hung that change, and that ball's going to get down and past the diving right fielder, which is going to score Hankey. And we got a double by Holden Carl for the first run of the game. Sam Ailes, Alice, I believe it's Alice. That's what I'm going to call Alls, Alice. I should have asked. I meant to ask Coach Friedel, but forgot. It's my own fault. Hitting .324 on the season down here. He's got 11 RBIs. He's got a chance to keep this going here. And he pops it up on the infield. The wind is just blowing this ball out of play. Wow. There's no chance. I thought that was an infield pop-up. That wind is really blowing, folks. Oh, my goodness. Getting a pretty good crowd here. So everybody's getting off work and coming out to the ball game. Watch a good matchup here between East and South. That ball stayed up and away. 1-1 now. And that ball is hitting the gap, and it's going to get down. A great try by Jackson Carter diving, but we've got back-to-back doubles now for the Bulldogs. A leadoff single, a sac bunt, and back-to-back doubles have given the Bulldogs a 2-0 lead here. That ball was hit pretty hard. Yeah, in this wind. And it was tailing away from the center fielder anyway, so then you have that wind blowing. That's going to be a tough play. So Hollingsworth trying to get himself out of some trouble here. Hitting with the number 9 hitter, number 10, Carter Adkins. Carter Adkins hitting .240 on the season, 8 RBIs. He scored 11 runs. He's got 2 doubles and a triple. So 1-1 now to Adkins. So the bottom of the order for the Bulldogs doing some damage here. It's outside, ball 2. And that ball gets away from Jackson Penn to the fence, and Hollis gets up to third base. One out, 3-1 the count to Adkins. The leadoff, Tankersley. Oh, that's a good pitch by Hollingsworth. 3-2. Oh, look what the cat drug in.
Let me get my stuff on first.
My cohort has showed up.
Make a
That's
play.
popped out of play.
That's all, girls. Heads up, girls. It's windy.
Oh, dude. That is a tremendous observation.
Is it blowing out or blowing in or blowing?
It's blowing
right to
in my
left?
face.
Holy
It's
smokes.
right to left on the field. Oh, right back to, and he's got him hung up. So they hung up Alice at third base. That was a nice play by Hollingsworth. That was a tough play by the pitcher just to keep himself. I thought he, threw that ball to home, and it was like, oh no, buddy, they got it.
They figured it out.
Yeah, nice job.
What's up with the last couple games? We had some pickles going on. I mean, this one was a lot different than the one on Friday night, but
that's a 1-2-5 right there.
Yeah, that was much easier to score than the 5-2 something.
Exactly.
6 unassisted, 2
triple play.
Yeah,
we saw on Friday night. Carter Adkins gets to second base. That's a good job by him. That's the way you run the bases. He was hung up. Gets to second, and we got Tankersley, who led off the game with a single, and he takes ball 1. And
I want to watch your glasses there, bud.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to keep my computer from flying off the table, actually. So we're getting Gus. We're hoping it'll slow down some.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that baseball hasn't flown out yet of this park. Outfield is way shallow.
Yeah.
What would it take, do you think, to hit one out here?
Oh.
That's got to be 30 miles an hour in your face.
It's brutal, Mitch. Brutal. I'll tell you, the only home run we're going to see is if something slices over that right field foul pole over there.
They're going to have to hit it at the Liberty Eagle sign.
And you know what, Mitch? I think it blew the 320 sign off. There's a 320 sign on there.
Laying on the ground?
Yeah. It's not even up now. It's gone. That's how bad the wind is. We got a pretty good pitching matchup here.
It's a good pitch.
That is a good pitch. So we got 1 and 2. Hollingsworth ran into a little trouble here after the sack bunt, gave up back-to-back doubles, got the run. They got the run down. But this is a sophomore up here pitching, and he's battling pretty good.
That's a good heater for a sophomore.
Right? Big, tall, lanky right-hander. Got to like that. He's got some pretty good run on it, back into the right-handed hitter.
You got to use the wind at your advantage here. Help that out.
Get a little extra velo, right?
Yeah, maybe. It might be like 3 to 5. I know that's a stretch there, but
at least 2 more mile an hour.
Yeah, you have to think so.
Tell you. Ooh.
Change up.
2 and 2 as Tankersley ducks out of the way. It'd be a beautiful day if it wasn't blowing so hard.
It'd be fantastic. I'm assuming that's why the highways were so bad trying to get here. There was a couple accidents trying to get here.
I believe it. Blowing people all over the road.
I was nonstop wasn't moving for 10 minutes at least. Just hanging out, listening to the broadcast. Thinking Brian's doing a good job without me.
And that ball is going to get out to the right fielder, playing really shallow. Clethermus ends the inning here. As the Bulldogs played a couple in the top of the second inning, we go to the bottom of the bottom of the second inning. Boy, I'll get this right here in a moment, folks. 2-0, Bulldogs. Hey folks, Prime Sports Midwest is the premier local sporting goods store for baseball in the Metro St. Louis area. Carrying bats, gloves, helmets, clothing and accessories for all your baseball needs. Prime Sports Midwest also has their own print shop to customize your uniforms and sportswear for your club or team. Get your fanwear store set up for your fans and let Prime Sports Midwest outfit your club, located at 1550 Ocello Drive, Fenton, Missouri, in the Champions Village. You know, Mitch, I could read that better without my glasses. It's so far away.
I thought you may was going to struggle just because it kept moving so much.
Oh, mercy.
Trying to stay focused on the monitor. I'll tell you what, this is the first time I've seen East Field in quite a while. Great skin field.
Yes.
And the grass looks really nice here.
They've done a really nice job. Now, this is different than when my son played here.
I would imagine.
They redid the infield. I think it was 2 years ago. I'd have to ask Coach Hill, but I think it was a couple years ago, maybe 3. But, yeah, it is much better than it was, most definitely. And you're right. I think the field looks really nice. Nice and green. Good cut, right?
Good cut. Got a nice lip out there in the outfield, but I will take it. It looks like the grass is put together pretty well.
I wonder if we had a bathroom break and we didn't get back in time.
That happens.
So we got, because we got everybody out here but the left fielder. So looks like Cox is ready. This is kind of a bummer here. I don't know what's going on. And the left fielder, that was Sam Ailes, the Alice that just doubled. So I'm not quite sure what the situation was here. Maybe he blew a tire.
Trying to change out his cleats?
Maybe. Never know.
Yeah, at least he said he was wrapping something. I guess I don't know if that's an ankle or an injury that he's trying to play through.
Yeah, not quite sure.
Yeah, I was reading up on the young man that got hurt at the at CarShield. He is still banged up, but that young man's a senior and actually going to Jeffco.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, I got
the one that went into the wall.
Yep. Busted his wrist and his knee.
Field. Did he really?
Yeah, Friedel, I think his last name is.
Yeah, right.
He had.
That was South, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Gavin Riedel.
Yep.
That's who it was. Yes.
Ran into the wall, and he's actually going to Jeffco.
Yes.
So tough injury for him. He's trying to get mended up to get back on the field. Wrist injuries in baseball are tough.
Dude, it's not fun.
You know, I'm excited. I got to looking at the stats for this conference. There's some dudes hitting really well between Washington, Fort Zumwalt East, and Fort Zumwalt South. And one thing I didn't realize is the guy that follows up Mr. Carter Cox here and Hankey and Connor Hankey.
He can pitch.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance, and I'm thinking, man, what a 1-2 punch. And then you get to starting to dig into their lineup a little bit, and they're really junior heavy on the Fort Zumwalt South side.
Yeah, they started 6 sophomores last year, and so you see this is a young team. I think they have a good shot at going deep into winning the district and even going deep, having that run. They've got the pitching. I mean, you got a 1-2 punch, as you said, with Cox and Hankey.
Yeah.
That I think can make a serious run, Mitch.
And they're going deep into games too, because you're seeing that they're pitching, almost complete games, or some of them are short games, but
yeah,
they're limiting pitch counts to be able to throw less than 105 pitches.
Jackson Penn leads off, takes curveball, strike one.
This will be a one to watch. Swinging strike there. Another off speed.
Penn's hitting .324 on the season. He's got 14 RBIs. The catcher's duty. It's a tough gig, man. Those catchers. 1-2. Fastball. Oh, that was a good slider, actually. Man, that had some funk on it, didn't it?
Well, I just, the pitcher did his job there, but I was more impressed with what the catcher just did. getting around that baseball to put it square. Obviously, he was able to catch it, so maybe a little bit of luck there. But got out there, started talking. We talk about those small details. I was talking about it.
Yes.
I talk about it every single week. A lot of people give up on that and just assume like that.
Connor Mendell's one of the better catchers around. Oh, and one pitch right back to Cox. Brendan Weber goes down. 2 quick outs here, Mitch.
That's efficient. This is tough here for him, for this hitter, and in this situation. You know, if I'm Cox, I'm probably going to try to pump fastball here and make sure I get ahead, because you don't expect him to swing.
Eric Williams, junior third baseman, hitting. He's struggled this year. Last year he hit over 400. He's really struggled at the plate this year. And
that's going to get out.
Yeah, if
Look
you
at
hit
this.
something up like this, we saw one hit right over here, popped up. Should have been on the infield, and it ended up back behind the bleachers, Mitch.
Did you notice what Mendel just did?
Yes, he did it earlier too. He was hollering, "Fence, fence, fence." He's your dog.
Yeah, I just love that. I've been lucky enough to see the last 3 catchers do a good job of helping their infield out.
Another fastball, that's going to get out of play. Anything going that way, you can forget it.
Just don't move. You don't need to.
Just watch it. Well, move because coach will make sure you want to.
Yeah, move if it gets hit to right center field. It's going to blow back.
Right.
That's got to be 35 miles an hour.
Oh, look at that flag, Mitch.
I'm going to have wind burn on me. Good heater.
That fastball that gets up into that mid to upper 80s. Williams goes down swinging. That's 4 Ks in 2 innings now. He's faced the minimum. 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the top of the 3rd inning with the score 2-0 Bulldogs. Just an FYI, folks, we are this is our last GAC game of the week of the year. We want to thank Scott Harris, all the athletic directors from the GAC for showing us such great hospitality, working with us, allowing us to come on the campus to call these games. It's been a lot of fun. We got a big one going on. You know, Mitch, you need to check that from time to time. Let's check
scores.
Let's check some scores.
I will.
We got a couple of good ones. We got Holton, Washington going on.
Washington's been playing very good baseball.
Yep, and we got Francis Howell and Fort Zumwalt West going on today too. So I know Francis Howell, they usually update their scores. So we got a couple ball games. We'll keep you abreast of some scores here as well, folks, from around the GAC. Next week is our final broadcast. We'll be out at Christian Brothers College High School, CBC, for the cadets and the Jackson Indians. That ought to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited for that one.
It's going to be a good one. So we got Carter Cox leading off and promptly grounds to the second baseman, Lonnie Land, and he comes up and throws him out for out number 1. That's
One pitch, one
economical.
out? Yeah.
You got to love the economics of pitching.
Well, what do you do here as a second man up in this inning? Are you gonna take so you don't do that to your third hitter up in this inning, or are you gonna go up and be aggressive?
You know, I think it just depends on. Well, we're going to find out what this young man's approach is. Fastball in the middle, and he goes after it. That's one of those fastballs up in the zone that's kind of blinking at you, though, Mitch.
And it's going to be hard to hit, especially with a little bit of run. If it gets up in that wind just off the field a little bit, that thing, might cut real hard.
Little changeup. Gets away from him. 1-1.
Try to back it up. Another slider.
Did you flinch?
Nope. Wasn't throwing hard enough. He pushed that little sauce up there.
Mendel's got that ball's outside, 2-1. The catcher here, Mitch, he's got 23 RBIs on this season. He's got 4 home runs.
His OPS 1129. I mean, this dude.
And he gets a walk.
And again, just a junior.
Yeah.
Just this team is very young, and you know, getting an experience last year and then the experience this year, I can't imagine as seniors what this group might be about. Could be fun to watch.
Evan Fullhorst popped out to the shortstop his first time at bat. He's got a runner at first. Hollingsworth has faced some trouble in each of his innings. And that ball is popped. Is it going to get out? Gibson couldn't find it.
See the importance of having a catcher that helps direct traffic in that play?
See, that's an out that you've got to have in this situation. Your pitcher has had some, and he makes a good pitch. That's got to be an out.
I mean, I don't mean to pick on the young man. There's a ton of wind going on up there, but you can't. The one thing with wind is nobody can give up on a baseball. So even like if Fields routine, pop up to the first baseman as a catcher, you know, don't stop moving.
And I didn't see a lot of people communicating, pointing. That ball stayed up.
He's having trouble with his changeup. His off speed's not working for him. He's got a plus heater. He might want to stick to it.
1-1. Good lead by the catcher. Dives back in. He's running for himself too, Mitch. They're not. There's no courtesy runner there.
Yeah, he's what, 12 for 13 in stolen bases on the season, second on the team in steals.
Well,
that's a
swinging
good pitch.
It's good pitch, and he's back in. That's a nice snap throw by Penn.
Yeah, hit that right there was a good changeup.
So 1-2 to Fullhorst. That's his best off-speed pitch so far. Had a good downward, just fell off the table. My nose is going to kill me, folks. Trying to. Two and two to Fullhorst. Faked going. Stepped off. That's good stuff right there. Don't, by a young pitcher. Mendel's he's pushing over there. A little gamesmanship going on here. Get on base and try and get in that sophomore's head a little bit.
You know, the last two pitches there for Fort Zumwalt East, I thought that catcher had a really nice opportunity to throw down there. It was an outside pitch, much easier to handle throwing that direction, and he's kind of cementing himself out there. He's not really hopping. There could be a pick there.
Absolutely.
At least with the outside location, he's going to run. It's a good pitch to run on.
It's 3-2, one out, and he's gone. And that ball is grounded. Eric Williams knocks it down, throws over, and the throw back in, he's safe. So Williams couldn't pick that cleanly. Fullhorst gets down the line, and we got a single. We got 2 on with 1 out.
Tough hop there too for him. He's kind of, it was an in-between hop. He either has to go get that or sit a little bit deeper and play it on his back foot.
Yeah.
I like the way that he used the ground though to get it over there instead of trying to airmail it.
Right. And it was a good pick by Gibson.
Yeah.
A little excuse me swing.
That'll get it. Oh, here we go.
Goes there. for one, and can't. Oh, and the run's gonna score. I like it though.
Go for it.
Yeah, I love the aggressiveness. That's all right.
I don't think Mendel ever actually really stopped. I think he might have had a little hesitation, but he kept creeping. I tell you what, to go back to that other play, that the ground ball to the third baseman, they tried to throw it across the diamond. He picked it, made a good play, tried to snap throw to second base. I will tell you, though, that the center fielder was there for a back pick if the ball got away. I don't know if you saw the rotations. Both left fielder and right fielder were behind bags, playing as backups. I like that. Nice job by East.
Jacob Reynolds, the DH, he had a sack bunt his last. He's got 2 outs, so I don't think he's going to be sack bunting this time, Mitch. Takes strike 1.
Maybe bunt for a hit.
Could be. South gets another run on the board. It's 3-0.
They have bunted quite a bit.
And Hollingsworth has pitched well. He hasn't, he's given up a couple hits, but there's been some stuff that has fallen. The wind is rough in the outfield, and they got a couple of shots there that have fallen in front, and one in between. They've hit a couple of gaps in that second inning.
I know this game you can't play the what ifs, but that ball that's got to be caught.
Foul ball
at first base. Does that have an impact on the inning or not?
I think.
That's tough to look back on, but that's what we do. I mean, that's what coaches are doing. It's like, we got to make that play. You got to communicate. That's going to be a conversation. I'm sure that's had. I know the first baseman over there. I see him all the time. I know Coach Hill. I'm sure there's going to be a conversation between the catcher and him, in the half inning when they come in.
Absolutely.
I'm going to make an assumption from knowing the 2 players. Nice block.
That's a good job by Penn.
I did check that score on Hal and West. Hal was up 2-1, and then it just a few minutes back, West scored 2 and are now up 3-2 on the Vikings.
3-2 Jaguars over the Vikings. That's going to be a fun one this week.
I believe there's big implications for conference champs.
Conference, not only conference, balls outside, but district too, Mitch. District seeding.
Yeah, because there's you don't want to. Everybody in that conference has got a guy, right? And the way that it's set up, you don't want to be a 1 seed or a 2 seed going against one of these other teams that have a guy that could shut you down.
Exactly. And that ball is hit
right
down,
to him.
And it's coming right
back
back
that wind.
to him. Yeah, it did. Did you see that?
Look at that wind.
I mean, he took about 3 steps and stopped and it's coming to me.
Yeah. You've got to stay on the baseball today.
So Clee Thermos makes the catch for the 3rd out. And the Bulldogs scratch another run. 3-0 Bulldogs. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Hey, folks, I want to let you know about a great cause. The Jordan Morgan Memorial Foundation, our good buddy Mike Morgan, his wife Nicole, they raise money for families that have kids with severe issues medically, to help defray costs, to help buy equipment that will help these families help their children. They were, as many of you, if you don't know, their daughter Jordan passed away at the age of 4 from issues that she had arose from an infection in her heart. So they've been doing this for quite some time since she passed to keep her name alive. And they got a golf tournament coming up in August. If you want to go to JordanMorganFoundation.org, there it is, and check that out. Check out the information. Check out the website. and get registered, have some fun, raise some money for a good cause. Michael Gibson steps in against Cox, and he rifles a strike right across the plate. Curveball. So fastball, curveball, same arm slot, Mitch. We can see that right there. That was just nasty. Fastball, a little low.
You know what's a little deceiving watching him on the bump is that little kick that he has, when he gets through his windup. It just hesitates just a little bit. I wonder if that throws people off.
A little timing issue, timing thing right there, right? 2-2. When he kicks that leg out, kind of like the Kershaw.
Yeah.
You know I was going to reference that, right? Line drive caught by the second baseman, Holden Carl. So Gibson is down for the first out. Aiden Wheeler now.
There's not a whole lot of updates going on right now, Brian. I'm trying to look around the league and
a pop that's going to get out of play.
I'm all over Game Changer and Twitter. Not much updates.
I think it's going to be Aiden Wheeler's hitting .239 on the season here. Curveball, fouls that off. He's down 0-2. Cox is pounding the zone, Mitch. He's had a few that have gotten away from him with this curveball, but man, he has been in the zone with both pitches. Right there.
On the hands. He might need a new pair of those.
I like the hustle. You know, it's going to get out of play. Anything going that way, I mean, I don't know how it stays fair with the wind the way it's blowing.
Ooh.
Oh, good pitch, outer half, fastball, gets Wheeler looking.
Can I help you? Well, I guess it's May, so maybe I should go, may I help you? Nope.
No, that's the 5th K for Cox today.
Just looking.
Lonnie Land, the second baseman, now steps in. Land hitting .263, takes strike one.
I think that's first pitch changeup there we've seen for first pitch.
He is in a good rhythm. Back, Adkins gets to it, makes a long throw. Nice stretch by Hankey. Gets Land to end the inning, and Cox through 3 has faced the minimum. 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3 with 5 Ks, Mitch. We're going to the top of the 4th inning. Score 3-0 Bulldogs.
Top 3, Washington versus Holt. Washington is up 2-1. Holt just scored on a Kyle Egger single. They have the heart of the lineup coming up for Holt. So anybody that's in this GAC Central, I guess this is, right?
Yep, that's right.
I'm not sure if there's implications between Washington and Fort Zumwalt South.
Because there's only one game. So if they, Washington's 7-1 and the Bulldogs are 6-2.
Oh yeah, because they split their matchup. So,
that's right.
So South needs a little help.
Yes.
Then.
So they need a little help from Holt.
So they're rooting for Holt right now. I'm assuming Hosak's on the bump for Holt.
I would imagine so, yeah. And then you got Trentman, who's been pitching very well for Washington. So, I mean, it's a good matchup. There's a couple, like I said, I think these are some really good matchups. You got West and Howell and Holt and Washington going, implications East and South here. So we got some good stuff going on. Throw goes down, and leading off for South.
This young man's got some size to him.
He does. This is second baseman Holden.
He's probably 6'1", 6'2".
Yep. He doubled in the second inning to start the scoring for Zumwalt South. So he scored a run. He's got an RBI. I got to get some names of officials here, and that ball is in on the hands and fisted foul. Out of play, 1-1. I failed to do that, Mitch, and I'm upset with myself.
Things happen, bud. If you might have had some help and I'd get here on time, maybe you'd have had enough time to ask.
Oh, man.
I look at this as one of those things I hope I'm late to my own funeral.
2-1 to Holden. It's a good lineup for South, and I think Hollingsworth has pitched pretty well against these guys. You know, he's given up some hits. He's 3 runs, but he's battling. He's in the zone.
What's impressive is they go down and you look at some of these games, and they're not playing a soft schedule for these guys to have some numbers like that. I mean, you have a young man, I think, that has some the OPS in the 1100s, and then you have a couple of guys that are Tankersley's actually got an OPS of 1242 in conference play.
Right.
That's pretty darn good. He's a 633 on base percentage. That's insane. And then Full Horse has a 826 slug.
That's incredible.
But he's got more extra base hits than he has singles in conference play.
Wow. 3-2. The count to the second baseman. Oh.
Thought that was going to hit him.
Yep, missed in. So the walk to Holden brings up Sam Aylis. He doubled as well. There was back-to-back doubles in the second inning.
Yeah, South can swing it a little bit. Don't underestimate these young men. That's for sure.
No.
They're probably one of the top hitting teams in this area.
Oh, absolutely.
I would have to assume.
They've got 8 guys hitting over 300, Mitch.
Yeah, and these – I like it.
Bunt.
I like it.
Hollingsworth Fields comes up, throws, gets the runner to second base. I've seen this the only time it didn't – well, it worked every time. They have had their leadoff runner on in all 4 innings, and Coach Friedel has bunted that runner over every time.
You got to know your roster. And they're at the bottom half, correct?
Yes, this is Carter Atkins, the number 9 hitter. He reached on a fielder's choice, takes strike 1. That didn't back into him like he thought it was going to, did it?
Well, I think he gave up on it because it was up. He looked back at the umpire and kind of gave the shake. I did the same thing. I was like, I'm not sure that was there, bub. That's the first time I've seen him call that pitch up, though.
Yeah, a little bit. It was about the face mask, right?
Yeah, Atkins not terribly tall, so.
I agree.
And that catcher's got it. That catcher's taller than everybody on the field. There's some big kids out as catchers these days. You used to see it's been, a kid that was 5'9", 5'11" would be the catchers, and nowadays you're seeing 6'2" to 6'3", 6'4". Much taller kids these days.
I don't blame the hitter for stepping out there. I'm about ready to step out myself, my eyeballs.
You need a toothbrush after this one.
1-1.
You got mud in your mouth?
Oh, brother. He reached out and tapped that foul.
If I'm Atkins, I'm asking him, is that as far out that ball or strike, trying to get an idea of how far he'll willing to go? Because I think he looked at that and goes, I gotta try it. Because he is on the line.
Yes, he is.
He is taking the inside half away. I kind of like that, too, because if he throws that little changeup that's running hard, he could get hit.
And that's where, as a catcher, and boom, that's a great piece of hitting right there.
Oh, nice job, Ump.
And that ball, he's coming in, pinned.
Oh, yeah.
He's late and he's safe. And Adkins reaches up. This is where I think in high school baseball, Mitch, you were saying that just as that pitch is coming in, okay? Here's Hollingsworth. That kid is standing with his foot there. Me, as a catcher, I'm running that ball in on his hands.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let him – I'm going to not let him take that inside away. And he saw that. Boom. That's a great piece because you gave in to the hitter there.
And they're doing it again. Look, they're taking away that half of the plate, and this is Tankersley at the top of the lineup, who I did find out. I'm not sure if you found out or not. It is Tankersley's son.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were talking about it last time. I did confirm. But he's on the line too, taking that outside pitch away, and that's something that you see a lot of these young kids getting pitches called by coaching staffs, and are coaches aware of it, and are they having those conversations saying, hey, they're standing on the line? If you're a catcher, that's right in front of you. He might be calling his own game, but you got to see that.
Because he's got a good enough fastball. There you go. There it is.
That's a
Inner
changeup,
half.
though. Nice play.
He
tagged
out,
him.
and that's a double play. That's a nice play by Williams. If nothing else, he's out of the base path.
Well, heck, I'm going to take.
He did. He called him out because you have to. He's out of the base path either way.
Well, I thought he tagged him to begin with.
Yeah, I couldn't tell tagging wise, but he's out of the path.
If I'm south, I might argue that baseline may be recreated. I might try to.
No, because he was running straight at him, and he runs out of that. I think you got to hang with that call personally.
Oh, I thought he was out in general.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about. But you just saw it. It's a change-up in. It's not even a fastball in, and it's in getting outs. And so, if I'm East, I'm going to try to see that and maybe stay in there and attack. But that's where you have to be disciplined as a hitter too. If you're trying to look middle away or even the outside location, don't swing at that inside heater or inside pitches like that, because all you're doing is getting jammed.
Right.
So if you're gonna eliminate the inside corner, don't swing at it.
I agree, and that's what's tough, Mitch. That's what's tough. So hey, let's do this real quick, Mitch. The hitting zone.
We are slow, so you can get in there. We have plenty of cage space right now.
Should I go in there and get some swings in, bro?
You can. We have hit tracks in there. We have machines in there that you can jump
I'll go
on.
see if I can get my exit velo up to about 120.
With that -5 that we were talking about today, we'd probably be able to.
I knew you were going to bring that up. So, Mitch, if I wanted to go and swing some there at the hitting zone, work on my home run trot and all that.
We can even do that. We got ellipticals in there. You can work on your home run trot.
Right.
I don't know if they go that slow. I'm like a 32-second home run trot. But the hitting zone is located in O'Fallon, Missouri, 1496 Hoff Industrial Center. We are in between Bryant Road, on the north side of Bryant Road, and Lake St. Louis, there by everybody knows where the Fred Weber quarry is, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
But we're right there, just north, and you can check us out online at www.thehittingzonestl.com. Find out the latest information, and won't be long, and we'll introduce a new machine to the area. We'll be the first to have it, so I'm pretty excited about being a little innovative too. So keep an eye out on the website and our socials, and see what's happening now.
Absolutely.
And we do that because of the fantastic people at Red Earth Productions.
Well, thank you.
Giving me a fantastic marketing plan.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's Lauren.
There you go. Yeah, that is Lauren.
I got to give Lauren credit when credit's due.
Oh, we got the leadoff, Jackson Carter, back up. He struck out his first time at bat. Takes ball one. So we're just now the second time through, bottom of the fourth inning. Curveball.
Man, there's some really good left-handed pitching in St. Charles County.
It is so tough, man. That ball's just diving at your back foot, Mitch.
And they have such good off speed.
And then the fastball.
That was
I did
hot.
flinch a little there.
No, you didn't. You just looked up.
Did I?
You just looked up. I wouldn't call that a flinch.
All right. I didn't think it was going to hit me. If nothing else, as an umpire, you just kind of duck.
Did you see the 2 ducks flying over just a little bit ago?
I thought it was geese.
You got to know the difference.
Strike 3 on the outer half.
You got to know the difference between ducks and geese.
I don't.
Geese honk, ducks quack.
Good to know, folks. If you're out there watching, now you know.
And geese are not Canadians. Just in case everybody wonders.
Ryan Cleathermos also struck out his first time. Pops up behind first base, going foul. Nice play over there by Connor Hankey.
I'm co-signing this catcher. I don't know who this young man is, but
Connor Mendel.
Well, I mean, I don't know him.
Oh,
no.
yeah. Okay.
I mean, I looked at his numbers.
You know who he is.
Yeah, like I'm paying attention now because I want to see where this young man goes. There's some small details. That's fantastic. See the difference of the previous inning.
Absolutely.
It cost East a run.
Fastball.
It's a good heater.
And it's a good spot. Low and on that outer half. Strike 1.
Oh, you got to wear it.
I love that. We're always sitting over here. You got to wear that. No, I ain't wearing it. You wear it.
They need a base runner.
They do. But that's not the one you wear, Mitch. That's the one that breaks your
That's
fingers.
in the hip. That was on the butt.
Yes, he did, and that's strike 2. 1 and 2 now at a pile.
Plus, he's got a oven mitt in his back pocket. He's got elbow gear on.
That's the +6, right?
Plus 10.
Plus 10?
Yeah, the elbow pad gives you +6 power.
Up in the zone, 2 and 2.
Curveball.
All right. I agree with you. Yep, right there.
Heater.
Oh, fastball. Didn't get it in where Mendel was set up.
He wanted it in there. Now, I would have, if that was inside, I would have moved because that was at the neck.
3 and 2.
I'm out of there. I don't mind getting hit in the backside.
Curveball
That's
pops
down.
him up. Is that going to get down? That ball is slicing away, and he can't get there. And that's the first hit for the Lions today. A little bloop shot.
The outfielders are talking right now, just talking about that win. That, unfortunately, probably is your right fielder's ball with the way that the wind was moving.
Right.
I mean, the distance the center fielder had to run there versus where it landed. I looked the wrong way on that one. I turned my head sideways and went right through my glasses.
I saw the dust start to twist, and I went, no, ain't going. All right, so we got Jackson Penn. This is where you need East can maybe string a few hits together. They need this.
Well, they have to. They have no choice because it's going to take a few hits. You're not going to hit a ball out in this wind, so you're not going to cut you're not going to cut the runs in half right here. So you're going to need 2 or 3 singles, which is going to be tough to do.
Good fastball.
And you just, they're playing that line over there because for obvious reasons, Mr. Cox has a good fastball.
Mm-hmm. 1-1. Pyle gets away from first. I think he has him off balance because that check swing just didn't look like he knew what was coming, Mitch.
Stick to the approach.
Inner half, fastball got in on his hands. I think he was lucky to get any part of the bat on that pitch. One and 2. Curveball.
I'm going heater.
Forget the curveball, Ricky. The heater pops him up.
It's trouble.
Second baseman's under it. Oh, and there you go. That wind is brutal out there, Mitch.
And South hasn't had to deal with that quite yet. And and now you're seeing it. That ball, I thought, was hit past the past the infield, and that ball got pushed back to darn near routine second base.
Yes.
Or if not, right there on that line. And it's just you cannot stop moving your feet.
That's a shallow fly ball, but yet it ends up hitting the dirt.
It just tells you, like, if you can, hopefully you could see that on video, and it just goes, like, it's just the same thing that happened to the center fielder when he gave up that first hit.
Yes.
That could have been routine in any other day except for today. And that's why you got to, as runners, as an offense, you got to run everything out. Don't take anything for granted. East has to take advantage here.
Yes, they do. Brendan Weber, the DH, hitting 400. He's got a 556 slugging, Mitch. So he's got a little pop in that. 7 doubles, 12 RBIs. You're going to have to hit it hard to cut it through this wind.
And not up, because it'll die.
Yeah.
It'll be that.
It's line drives today.
Yeah. Heck, I wouldn't mind everybody hitting ground balls.
Right? 1-1. Cox, curveball doesn't get on top of that.
He's struggling.
This is the first trouble he's had.
Is he frustrated over the 2 bloops?
There's nothing you can really.
No. Hopefully he knows that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a learning thing, but you'd also like to see maybe your catcher go out and talk to him.
Yeah, right? Fastball. It's going to get through the hole. That's going to score pile. So Brendan Weber, a 2-out RBI single, gets East on the board.
Well, he talked about it. It was going to take 3 hits to get it done. It took 3 hits to get it done.
Yes,
they can't stop here. They got a big part of their lineup coming up.
Yeah.
With guys with pop and ability to hit.
Williams now, who struck out his first at bat, and you still got 2 on, 2 outs.
You'd like East to stick to a game plan here with an approach and staying on this heater.
I think the blue behind the plate's done a good job today. Very consistent.
He's fair.
Yeah.
I thought that one call was up, but other than that, I think I can't complain. I wouldn't complain either way. Ooh, buddy.
That was spinning a little, Mitch.
That's called quickcrete.
Yeah, that was the
Holy
cement
smokes.
mixer. That one was spinning a little bit up there. Gotta try and find that. But if you're reading fastball or right there, pops up. That's
give up.
Is
Don't
that
give
gonna
up.
get out of play? Oh, I'll tell you, man, a pop fly in today's game, friend. You're lucky if you're gonna catch it.
Well, you're seeing that what's the one thing that you have here is both teams are. That made no sense, and I apologize to everybody watching, but both teams have to play in it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And we just saw East make mistakes last half inning, and now this half inning you see in South make mistakes. So the idea is just put the ball in play.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
anything is happening. But I'm still dreaming about that flat curveball that he just missed.
1-2. And out of play. So Williams battling. That one got in on the hands. Just to get that ball up and out like that. Shows some strength.
Oh, I like the color match of the bat.
You like that, don't you?
I do. You notice that's some of the dumbest things I pay attention to. But the black and gold matches.
Absolutely.
DeMarini, I'm assuming that's a voodoo.
DeMarini, it is. I don't know if it's a voodoo or not. I haven't seen. There you go.
I think that's a voodoo. I think it's got a fleur-de-lis on the top.
It is. I think that is a fleur-de-lis. Is that the latest model?
It's probably custom. I don't think that's a retail bat.
Really?
Yeah, you probably got that made custom.
That's a good take. by Williams, going 2-2.
My eyes are still lit up, man. I want that pitch back, that 1-1.
Well, we're sitting here. He's taking a while here. We're going to get another time by Williams. He's sitting in that box a long time.
Ooh, change up.
And that's a good spoil, boy. That's good baseball ball. That was a good spot by Cox, and Williams just able to get the end of the bat on that ball. We do it again, 2-2.
You know, I almost want to go to South tomorrow and watch Mr. Hankey pitch.
All right. Yeah. That'll be a good matchup. Curveball, fouls it out. So Williams has spoiled some really good pitches by Cox here, Mitch.
Yeah, which, you know, the key is, though, is not give up. If he happens to throw that slider up again, he needs to make sure he don't miss that one. Because he has found his feel for his off speed these last couple of pitches that he didn't have a few minutes ago.
I think Mr. Cox might fastball straight back. I think he might expire the pitch clock in Major League Baseball.
Well, I tell you what, we got a good old-fashioned battle, and neither one of them want to give in. There's going to be some excitement either way, I think,
yes,
and who wins this battle.
Yeah, because we're 2 outs here. This is a good at-bat. That ball's low.
Back pick.
That's the second time I've seen Mendel backpick at second base, and that was close, Mitch.
Go for it.
It was close.
You know, and when he was throwing it down, I didn't necessarily pay too much attention.
And I saw him throw a kid out. We saw him throw a kid out doing that at Carshield. So you better not wander too far from second base.
Well, yeah,
or you be on your toes.
The one thing you can learn from this is you can potentially bait him into doing that.
True. 3-2 pitch and a ground ball to the shortstop. Adkins comes across.
Nice cherry.
And that was a heck of a battle. Cox comes out on top on that one, and we go to the top of the 5th inning with the score 4-1 Bulldogs.
Fort Zumwalt West is up 5-3 to the Vikings. I don't know the inning, but West had scored 2 in the 4th to make it 5-2, and then North came back to score 1 and now trail 5-3.
Wow. North. You mean how?
Did I say North?
Yeah, you said
My
North.
apologies.
That's okay.
How? I'm thinking North because I'm trying to find Timberland and North's game. So anybody that's watching it could help us out, live chat us what the score of the Timberland and how North game is.
I bet money you're seeing I think there's I'd say you're seeing Shipley on the mound for.
Shipley's on the bump. I saw that for sure. I did not see, you know what, I'll go back and look
and I don't think it's Deverman because Deverman's been pitching on Wednesdays, so you're probably going to see Naputi and Deverman tomorrow night.
You know, I always wonder what the conferences do with some of their bigger arms. So and you know, it's like it's unconventional. I know that Naputi got suspended a game, and maybe that changed between being Tuesday and Wednesday starter.
Coach Perkins told me he puts Naputi on Wednesday because he can play the outfield on the Tuesday.
Makes sense. So he's trying to get you because he can hit.
And we were talking in the pregame interview with Coach Friedel. He's got Hankey pitching at home, and he puts Cox on the mound on the road.
Really?
So that's what it's been.
You know, I have a young man that goes to Warrenton that hits with me, and he pitches, and he only likes to pitch at home. So whether or not in the GACs.
Well, and I think it's just because, you know, Cox is the junior. I think he's the more experienced, and he's putting him on the mound with because he pitched last year as a sophomore. And I think that's exactly what it is.
His reasoning for that was he doesn't like away mounds.
Is that right?
He trusts his mound at home.
Cox leading off for the Bulldogs takes strike 1. His third at bat here. Ground ball.
Nice play.
That is a nice play, and didn't throw it away running away from himself there.
Yeah, I love that he didn't give up on that. I'd like to see a little PFP going on there. The first baseman needs to get that baseball. That's pretty routine for him. And for that second baseman not to give up on it was what I thought was a nice play.
So we have Mendel. He is walked and flied out to the right fielder, and scored a run.
Just a bit outside. To check in on the Washington-Holt game, top 5, Washington's up 2-1, and Young is pitching for Washington.
Young, okay.
Young.
All right.
I'm not sure who that is. I remember seeing that, not paying attention to his first name, but he had some really good conference numbers as well.
2-0. Their pitching's been good.
Yeah.
Their pitching has been good. Oh, and Hollingsworth hits Mendel. Well, they've been on the plate. You can't run away from that, right?
No, and if I'm him, if I'm this young man, I'm going to keep going in.
You have to, and as if you're standing on the plate, you're going to get some of those sometimes, right?
Yep.
That's why he wears the elbow pad. So we have Full Horse now, who singled his last at bat, and he's popped out to the shortstop. He's 1 for 2. Mendel's got a good lead over there. It's ball 1. Hollingsworth has pitched in trouble this whole game, Mitch.
Yeah. Is that nerves?
I don't think so. I think it's just, a young guy. He just, is gotten guys on. They've,
competed hard.
Yeah. But in all of that, Mitch, it's 4 runs. It's not like he's given up 7, 8, 9 runs. It's 4 runs. They're still here. That's a 3-run ball game. He's in some soup here. Can he get out of this? And he might be tiring a little bit because he just doesn't seem to have that sharpness on that fastball. High leverage pitching when you got guys on every inning. It's 2-0. And it's popped up again to Pyle. Man, that's tough out there. That's a nice play by the shortstop. And so that's the second out. And Connor Hankey, who has doubled and reached on a fielder's choice. Mendel at first base. 2 outs now. And he's going.
Oh,
and a ground ball. That is a nice piece of hitting. And
look at him run.
He runs very well, doesn't he?
Oh, look at the ball. That's right in front of him, too. And you almost cringe as a coach. Like he's taking off. He's like, oh, my gosh, he's going to get hosed. You typically don't do that. But obviously he knows himself as a runner. And he used his legs there. That's for a catcher. That's some big time speed.
Absolutely.
I say for a catcher.
Well,
they're the second best athletes according to Miles Michaelis.
There you go. So the hit by pitch is only another 90 feet away. So the walks have come back to Hollingsworth a little bit here. And 1 hit by pitch, and we've got first and third with with 2 outs.
And you have that too by looking at South. They have some patience. They have guys that don't strike out. Mm-hmm. There's several guys on this team that have more walks or free passes than they do strikeouts.
Ball 1.
Trying to look down there to see if East has anybody warming up. I don't think they do. I can't see anybody. I would assume that this young man is getting close to his innings limit because he's a sophomore.
Yes.
And so he doesn't get the 105 that your upperclassmen get. Somebody's getting hot on there. I see somebody running.
Yeah, there you go. Because I thought Coach Hill was walking back from there, so bullpen's getting some action.
I can't remember if he's 95 or.
I think it is
95.
Yes. 92, something like that.
It's not. Everything's a 5, I believe.
Is it? That's not. But isn't it 105, right? For
it's 85. I think it's 85, 95, 105.
Okay. So it's only 10 pitches. It's
Yeah.
basically an inning.
Yeah,
and
juniors and seniors are considered your upperclassmen, so freshmen are 85.
1-2 to Reynolds. Hollingsworth trying to finish this off. I know he'd like to get through this 5. He's been battling.
Oh, you get the future's bright for this young man.
Right? I agree. Just let him go. No, don't throw it. I'm not quite sure why we threw that baseball.
He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was designed. What do you have to lose there? You're 1-2 to the hitter. You know, I mean, I don't know that I would do that with a runner at third base. Anything can happen over there, but that was by design for sure. Take advantage of the young man on the mound.
Absolutely. Absolutely was. He's that's Coach Friedel scratching a run, right? With your hitter with a 1-2 count, and that came back. There it is, Mitch. He got the run, and that's good baseball there by South.
Yeah, and in his mechanics, he has that little rock step. Then he sets his foot down, picks it back up before he comes set. And they try to take off right in the middle of that, maybe to get a chance for him to balk or something. So there's a lot that happened.
So we're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Score now 5-1 Bulldogs.
Last check on Timberland and Francis Howell North. Timberland was up big, 8-0 in after 4 innings.
Well, Mitch, that's why you need Game 7 baseball.
Game7baseball.com?
That's it. Because, they're one of the premier youth tournament companies.
One or the?
The
The
premier youth tournament providers in the Midwest, covering Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Game 7 baseball has single A, double A, and triple A major divisions. Right?
They do. And they play everywhere.
They do. We were just talking to Dave today, and it's gone very well. They were down in Branson. They're going to be down Lake of the Ozarks. Hopefully we'll get into some stuff today, man. I mean, it's been crazy. The weather's been – but we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Challenge your team. Get in there. Game 7 baseball.
Game7baseball.com.
Register your team today. Have to take off my glasses to read that because it's too far away. Oh, mercy. Okay, Michael Gibson now leading off, lined out to the second baseman. His first at bat. Takes strike 1. Inside, ball 1. Gibson hitting .314 on the season. Outer half, strike 2. Cox is back out. 1-2, got into some little bit of trouble, but he's right back in the strike zone this inning, Mitch.
I would say that's right in the strike zone. That's efficient, and you could see why he's under 70 pitches through 4 and a third here. He's at 69 pitches, so there's a good chance for him to finish this ball game.
Absolutely. Aiden Wheeler steps in. Cox has just been dominant. And a little grounder back to him. He turns and fires over to Hankey.
You going to say it?
That's economical.
What are you going to say it? Pitchers are?
Athletes too. You're wrong. That's right. I'm sorry. I messed that one up.
It's okay. I was here to help.
Because that's what Justin always told me, my son. He was a pitcher, and he said, Dad, pitchers are athletes too.
Then they would be playing shortstop as well.
Oh, he fielded his position just fine. I will say that. Sometimes you're a little scary, man. And Rockets coming back. Ball's up. 1-1.
I seen a thing on Twitter. Young man had a comebacker. Very good pitcher. Kid barreled the ball. Great hitter. Barreled it, hit him right in the forehead.
Oh, man.
And
strike 2.
He went to sleep.
I bet. I'm sure.
Luckily,
that's a serious concussion.
Yeah, luckily, though, there was no other damage. It I guess, glanced off his head instead of hitting him square. Man.
Strike 3.
The young man's locked in for the 5th inning.
Wow. That right there, Mitch, is
7 pitches?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ks now, and that was about 7 pitches for that inning. That was efficient. Absolutely efficient.
You're thinking about what do you do over there if you're East and you want him to throw pitches, but he's throwing pitches that are hittable pitches, and it's like you can't take a pitch, so you have to swing.
Absolutely. It looks like Mr. Cox wants to come over and have a chat with us after the game, Mitch.
Yeah.
Here you go, Hollingsworth back out on the mound.
Bring his catcher over while you're at it.
No, right? Okay, we could do that. We'll bring him over. We'll let you talk to the catcher too, because catchers, you can't do it without the catcher, right?
Well, and I think he's calling his own game too, and he's just being a catcher and he's doing routine things. I want to celebrate the small things, and that's really my only reason. Maybe, and I don't know if that's enough. He stole a bag. He got hit by a pitch, scored some runs. He's obviously a very good player, but I just like the small things that he's doing, and I hope our fans are watching.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sharing it, because the guys that I grew up catching with and against appreciate the same things when they see a good catcher like that.
All right, we got the second baseman, Holden Carl, leading off the bottom or the top of the 6th inning. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
And that's popped in.
Look at this can of corn. The ball was hit way better than that.
Oh, my goodness, it was. And he went from his left back to his right, come in a little bit and caught the baseball.
A little bit of a circus. I paid for admissions.
Wow, that wind is wrecking havoc on this baseball. So 1 out, 1 pitch. There you go, economics. Love it. That keeps you in ball games, Mitch.
Yeah. I'd like to see somebody hit a ball up, maybe about 40 feet in the air with a lot of top spin.
Yeah.
And just watch what happens to the baseball.
And another line drive is Clee Thermos. He gets to it. That's a nice play by the right fielder, ranging all that. That's a heck of a play, Mitch.
Great play. I got a little scared, but I like the center fielder took the route behind him for protection. You obviously can't hear if he called it or not, but that was a fantastic play on a run.
That ball was well hit. Alice had doubled Alice, and a ground ball to land. Stops it, comes up. Hey, that's a very nice quick inning for Hollingsworth. That's first 1, 2, 3 he's had in the 6th inning. So the Bulldogs go down in order for the first time. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Right? At 3 pitches, I think it was Was it only 3 pitches, Mitch? 4. 4 pitches for Hollingsworth in that one. Good call, though, Lauren. Lauren's like, that was 3 pitches.
Well, that saved himself maybe another inning. He might be able to go the whole
able
game.
to get out
well,
to the
he's about
right.
10 pitches away from hitting his number.
So we're going bottom 6, 5-1 Bulldogs. Folks, our good friends over at Prime Sports Midwest, the premier local sporting goods store for baseball in the Metro St. Louis area, carrying helmets, bats, gloves, clothing, accessories for all your baseball needs. Prime Sports Midwest also has their own print shop in-house to customize your uniforms and spirit wear for your club or team. Get your fanwear store set up for your fans and club, and let Prime Sports Midwest outfit you today. Located at 1550 Ocello Drive in Fenton, Missouri. Gotta love some Prime Sports Midwest. Right, Lauren? Right. That's what we're wearing. We got the hats. We got our hats, yeah. Go check out our merch store, Matt, right? YBM got the merch store. We have one of those stores.
I need a big bucket hat.
You can get one. We got the buckets on there.
The big straw.
The big straw. Oh,
yeah, I need the wide brim.
That's a straw hat.
Well, I need the wide brim. My ginger butt gets burnt quick.
So we're back to the top of the lineup. So East has their guys up, Mitch, and Carter fouls that back out of play.
Well, so much for taking pitches, making them work. Just gets out of a 6 or 7 pitch inning and let's go swing at the first pitch. Top 6, bottom 6.
That's a good fastball late. That had a little extra mustard on that hot dog, Mitch. 0-2 to Carter. Hey, challenge, right? Oh, a great off speed that just fell under the bat. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and we've got 8 Ks now for Carter Cox.
Want some updates?
Ryan Clethermus. Let's do it, Mitch.
I'll do it after this pitch. I'm guessing
right.
heater, fastball, strike. Heater, fastball, strike, because that's the same thing. Just a ball.
It was a heater.
And a fastball.
And it wasn't a strike.
God almighty. I need to be better sometimes.
You were close.
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Curveball. That's right.
8-3 Timberland, bottom 5. Fort Zumwalt West scored 4 in the 5th, and they're up 9-3.
Wow.
On the Vikings.
Good curveball, grounded to Holden there at second base and makes a nice play for the second out of the inning.
You know what I love about social media these days is you're having an opportunity to hear big league coaches talk with their defenders, pregame, talking various things. And one of the best things I heard lately was if the ball is rolling, you work through the ball, and if the ball has hops to it, you evaluate, and whether or not you stay back or whatever. And you saw that right there in that play. He evaluated the hop, sat back, and it popped up on him. It was become routine. And that was something I heard that just made a ton of sense to me.
Yeah.
And I love being able to have access to that these days.
That's awesome.
And it's like if the ball is rolling, go get the baseball, move through it. If the ball has a hop to it, you need to evaluate the hop.
Because it's tough with those in-between big hops, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know, what are you getting? Are you getting a short choppy or a hard hop? You know, like you can still have hard hit balls at you that have hops in it, but it's going to have a depth to it, right?
2-1. Pyle hits a line drive. Is it going to beat the center field? No, because it hung up. That's a nice catch out there by the center fielder, Evan Fullhorst. That wasn't an easy play. You're trying to judge that. We've been talking about that the whole game, and I think it's like that hung up in the wind a little bit, Mitch.
You saw, well, it did that, and then on the last 30 or 40 feet or so, you just started seeing it run towards the right field side.
Right?
I mean, I'm watching that. I'm thinking, okay, that's going to hang up the whole time, and all of a sudden it just
boom. So a 3 up, 3 down for the Lions. We're going to the top of the 7th inning. The score 5-1 Bulldogs.
Washington has gone up 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th against Holt. They are up 3-1. Hosack is on the mound for Holt.
So Washington's not doing the Bulldogs any favors, which I didn't think they probably would, Mitch.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to just say, here, let's get even. We're 1-1 against each other, and what's the tiebreaker for that?
Right.
That'll be fun. Try to figure out.
Back to the top of the lineup, Jackson Tankersley takes ball 1. He is 1 for 3, singled in the first inning, flied out to right field and grounded out to the shortstop, and that is the second hit by pitch for Hollingsworth in the game.
Vikings get one back, 9-4. Focusing on those two games.
Is that game at Howell or at West?
Let me see. They're home. Howell is at home.
Howell's at home. Oh, wow.
Just and you know, obviously paying attention to those two because they have implications on their conference play. On
Cox squares around a bunt. Good job by Gibson over there to not let that ball get by him. I like Gibson over there with that glove. He's pretty good, handy with that. He's not let a lot get past him over there.
Yeah.
So there you go. Here we are. We're in the 7th inning. And Cox, that leadoff was on, and Cox is squaring a bunt, man.
He's got 9 sacrifices on the year. It leads the team. Probably close to leading the conference.
Does it again. It's 2-0. I know you don't want to hit another guy, but let's get that ball down and get the out and move on. He's giving it to you. It's a foul ball.
I say, don't trust the grass.
They'll kick right back in the
hit
fair.
that lip and go.
So now 2 balls, 1 strike.
Just chuckling at the dugout. What they were cheering for with Mr. Carter Cox.
He's 0 for 3 today with a sacrifice. Is he going to do it again? There it is. Right back to the pitcher, Hollingsworth.
He looked.
Yeah, at least they gave it a look. It's a good decision, though. Get the out. You're 1 out now. Runner at second. So 1 out, and that brings up Connor Mendel, who has walked and was hit by a pitch. So he's 0 for 1, been on base twice and scored twice. Takes ball 1. He's got good pop in his bat. And Mitch, we see some action in the Bulldogs bullpen down there. That might just be just in case.
He won't eat it.
And he just threw it into the bushes.
Heads up, fans. He's sitting right behind him. You know, I'm looking at some scores in the, I guess that's the GAC South. Winfield, Warrenton.
No, that's the North. Winfield and
South.
Warrenton.
Well,
That's okay.
well, that's bad. I should know the difference between South and North since I've coached in the GAC South. Ooh.
Oh!
It's going to leave a mark. This young man's got to be close to finish. Here comes Coach Hill.
So that's the second hit by pitch in this inning. And I would imagine that we're going to see a pitching change here.
I'm assuming that side is complete because I was looking at some of their conference games today.
Yeah, Winfield won the conference.
Yeah,
8-2.
7. Yeah, 8 and they were 8-2, and Warrenton was 8-3.
7-3.
7. What I'd say.
Yeah. That's okay.
I need my glasses.
I'm here to
on.
help you.
I got dirt. In
Hey,
my
listen, that happens to me all the time, so don't worry about
eyes.
it.
I don't have dirt in my eyes. I just don't read very well.
So you got and Winfield, man, 8-2.
Yeah, 13-5 overall.
Do I think the team that finished strong, though, to me, it'll be interesting to see what happens is St. Charles West.
Yeah, we had a chance to see them on a Friday night, and you don't know exactly what you have. But Deering apparently is healthy, and
Yes.
he's been throwing pretty good as of late. And I know he's causing some problems for people. So, you know, when you have an arm like that, you have a chance, and he's still
Right.
young. So, plus maybe they're getting healthy.
So this looks like number 16, Noah Foster, sporting a 4.2 ERA. He's pitched in 6 games, coming in relief, 13 and a third innings. It's given up 8 earned runs on 16 hits. You know, the one with me with pitchers that I look at a lot here, Mitch, is the batting average against. It's 286, not horrible.
Yeah, because that's a measurable. You know,
Right.
ERA is not something that you always look at and go, oh, that's how I need to measure a guy, because you don't know how good the defenses are. You know, what routine is in one place might not be routine in another. So I know that that's one of those sexy stats, you know, the ERAs, the averages, RBIs, and things like that. But having a batting average against is definitely a measurable, you know, it's like whip. You know,
Yes.
things like that. That's a measurable stat that you can compare against, if you will.
He struck out 13. He only walked 5, so he's got a pretty good ratio there. So those things, to me, if you're not letting guys get on base, you know, if they're and 286, so most of the guys that are getting on against him are earning their way on, which is what you want. Don't give up no freebies. You can't defend freebies.
Those are hard.
And we got Full Horst again here. Full Horst is 1 for 3.
Can you imagine if the wind was blowing out?
Oh, man. This hard? Yeah, we'd have seen some balls out of the ballpark.
Well, at least a couple of them baseballs would have got to the fence.
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously both pitchers pitched very well today to limit some baseballs in the air, but a couple of baseballs were hit pretty well.
We got first and second, 1 out. It's ball 1. Foster coming in a pretty tight spot here. Check swing foul. Almost struck the guy on deck. Coach up, makes a nice throw in back to the pitcher. He's over there warming up the arm, keeping it fresh.
Those are the worst. Check swing foul balls. Oh, those are hurt.
1-1. Another fastball at the middle. Pyle steps on second,
Nice play.
turns, and gets the runner for the double play. So that was a heck of a turn by the freshman, Brendan Pyle, playing shortstop. He is a really good athlete, Mitch.
He did the splits there, kind of look like Ozzy. Maybe a different color, but.
So we're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cox coming out to see if he can finish off a complete game here, Mitch.
Here we go. He deserved himself, a chance to get out there and do it with Fort Zumwalt East going out and swinging at first pitches last inning and allowing him to be efficient. 5-1, Washington over Holt. I think Fort Zumwalt South parents need to go out and flatten the tires of Washington's bus tomorrow.
Oh, dude, that's not right. Don't say that.
Oh, they don't do that in today's, you don't have a rival where you just want to go flatten tires or
no, you don't
steal
flatten
cleats?
them. You let the air out of them.
Well, I don't mean puncture them.
Oh, okay.
You let the air out. If you let the air out, what are you doing? Flattening a tire, aren't you?
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you. Yeah, but you say it like that, and people are like, oh, he's wanting to puncture a tire.
Well, sorry.
See, because if you let the air out, they can still just air them right back out, though, Mitch.
Okay, so puncture one tire so they have to change it and they get late. Yeah, we can fork the field.
Oh, you guys.
But I don't want to.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. Can't get the game in. Of course, you know what happened. They just delay the game and redo it tomorrow. Assuming South has to go out and beat East tomorrow.
Oh, mercy. All right. Well, we've got Jackson Penn, Brendan Weber, and Eric Williams, the last the three here in this bottom of the 7th inning for the East Lions. So let's see if they can put a dent in this lead, Mitch. I love Mendel's arm. This kid has got a strong arm, Mitch. He just pops that ball down a second.
He's quick. The exchange is quick. It's right there.
And as Mulder would say, he's one of the top catchers in the state.
Yeah, he's got a little run to the way that he, finishes at ball. So he throws typically on the shortstop side, so it runs into that into the second base bag there for a nice tag.
Ball in the dirt, ball one. So we're talking POGs. We definitely have to get Mr. Cox over here, I think. And that ball's grounded to the shortstop. Atkins played it on that nice hop. That was a little in-between hop that kind of popped up on him. And out number one for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's a tough day for East when you think, player of the game, for their side. And I don't mean to pick on anybody. Obviously, Mr. Cox was shut down today. So offensively, I don't know if that it's there for them.
Base hit by Brendan Weber.
And he might be your guy because I think he's got their
hit
and their run scored, right?
RBI, yeah.
Was it the RBI? Yeah, it was the RBI, not the run scored.
Yeah, he's 2 for 3 with an RBI, so he's done some damage at the plate.
Yeah, you could argue that might be your young man that.
For East,
he gets it on East side, but the sophomore coming out on a day like today, I think he competed very hard. It's just one of those things where it's tough to give a player of the game when there's nothing really happening. Some of it's not his fault.
I understand. No.
A couple misplays.
And we do the players of the game even on both sides because I know it's not always the team on the downside is always a little, but I like to recognize both teams.
That's what I like about what you do, and in the decision to do that, because plus it gives people an idea of who these young men are, and then to go out and get a watch in them because he's only a sophomore,
right?
And South has a bunch of juniors that are out there starting, and so these teams are going to compete for the next 2 years. Very good, and plus they're rivals.
Exactly.
You know, they're right down the street from each other. So you got to expect that young man's going to be ready to go, you know, next season.
Williams is.
I mean, this season ain't over yet.
Williams is 1-1 now.
Will they see each other again potentially? District play?
Oh yeah. Well, it's potential district. They're in the same district. That ball's fouled out of play. It's 1-2. Cox has been ahead in more counts than he's been behind too, Mitch.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, you know, you go back to that inning where that bloop got in. Was that just a lack of focus?
That's a nice play by Mendel. Look how far he got over there, Mitch, and blocked that ball.
He did that on that strikeout early, remember? He had that slider that bear down, and he got around it and was able to throw him out there at first base.
Sorry, I interrupted you, but I just...
No, that's okay. I mean,
especially when it's that, right?
Yeah, he did his job. You know how I feel about my catchers, but just a learning opportunity for the young man on the bump. You know, that ball gets down, there's no reason to have emotions, and then it happens again, and then they also, you know, blew the pop-up communication over there at first base when it was in foul territory. You never know what goes through a pitcher's head. He could be frustrated for no reason, and maybe that's his why.
3-2 to Williams, and he hits it third base out there, and he's safe at first, so couldn't quite get the turn. That ball wasn't hit very hard, so that doesn't surprise me. They couldn't get that. It was a pretty good turn there. So we got 2 outs.
We have a little love to freshman baseball, Timberland. They come back and beat Francis Howell North 6-5. Another walk-off for them.
So Michael Gibson now with 2 outs. Williams at first. Fastball.
Oh, buddy. Well, you could tell the hitter wants that one back. I wonder if they gave the take sign. Timberland up 10-3, top 7.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Cox now 0-2, 1 strike away from finishing this game. And a ground ball to the third baseman. Tankersley comes up with it, throws over.
Nice
and
pick.
a nice pick
He
by
looked at
Connor
him.
Hankey.
He's like, I got
love
you.
little style. I took care of you, bro. And that finishes off a complete game. 2-hit, 1-run win performance for Carter Cox, who really just he was just very good today, Mitch.
He was. I you know, we've been able to see him already. So as advertised, he did his thing. Again, I want to see Mr. Hankey.
I'm gonna go get our players of the game, Mitch.
Well, you can surprise me on East. Don't have many other scores for you. Timberland was up on Francis Howell North. You had Fort Zumwalt West up on Howell, still same score. It looked like that was going into the top of the 7th. No update from there. Washington was up on Holt, who Washington is 8-1 going into today, it was 7-1, and then Fort Zumwalt South was 6-2, so they're now 7-2. So they need a Washington loss to help them out for potential conference champions or co-champions. Not exactly sure how that works. Washington is up now 6-1, top 7. This is the last chance for Holt. I was trying to look up Francis House Central baseball. See if they have an update on their game. We got the player of the games coming over.
see you guys.
Don't be afraid.
Hey, Kenny.
Can you hear me, Lauren? All right. We have our player of the game from the Fort Zumwalt East Lions, Brendan Weber, who went 2 for 3 today, had the RBI for the lone run for the East Lions. Had a good day at the plate, young man. What were you seeing?
Well, first at bat was pretty tough, but after that I was sort of seeing that fastball pretty well. I didn't see much off speed, so I was just sitting the fastball the whole time, and I was able to get on it and, just kind of hit it,
Yeah. Well, the curveball was looking a little like it was tough to hit, so you're just sitting on the fastball.
Yeah, I only saw the one curveball, and it was like kind of down and in, so I was just kind of sitting on the fastball ready to hit that. So
very good.
So I'm going to sit next time since he's standing here behind you. He knows that not to throw you heaters. He came up and gave a lot of love to each other. I love the sportsmanship that's going on. Obviously, rivals, you're really close. Tough day. Wind. You were DHing today, right?
Yeah.
DHing. So you didn't have to play with it. Can you imagine playing out in that wind today?
Oh, that'd be tough. The ball kept getting hit in the air, and it kept kind of finding the ground. It looked real tough out there.
Yeah, I thought you did a nice job at the plate today. Your approach was heater. That's what you just talked about. You didn't see many pitches, so you put a barrel on the ball when you got it. I like that approach. Is that typical for you all year, or is it something that just competing against him and knowing him?
Yeah, I've been looking for fastballs to hit early in the count all year. It's been working out pretty well for me. I really haven't seen a lot of pitches, but I've been getting quite a few hits early in counts this season.
That's what we like to do is barrel, huh?
Yeah.
I got it. Good job, bud. Good luck this
Hey,
year.
folks, Brendan Weber, our player of the game for the Fort Zumwalt East Lions. Congrats, bud. Good
Thank
job today. Continued success.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to get Mr. Carter Cox in here, our player of the game for the Zumwalt South Bulldogs. And go get
Yes,
right
sir.
up in there with
Yes,
it.
sir.
So, Mr. Cox, this is our second time we've seen you, and you've been really good, young man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The last time we talked, you said you got too deep in counts.
Right.
I didn't see that today.
Right. Yeah. Eric was really the only one who was going deep with me. He kept fouling him off. But that's always a good matchup. I mean, we've both been on varsity since freshman year. So I always like competing with him. It's always fun. So.
Absolutely.
All right, so how old are you?
17, junior.
I like the ink.
Thank you.
I'm also tattooed up.
Appreciate it.
Got a ton of bracelets. Is there significance behind the tattoo?
Oh yeah, this is from my grandparents who passed away a year and a half ago.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I got tattooed from
There-
my grandparents. Yeah.
There's always a story behind everybody's tattooed,
for
and,
sure.
and as you could see,
Yeah.
I'm all the way up. Well,
Yeah.
And I mean, heck of a job. Everybody
Appreciate
saw it today pitching, and only a junior.
Yes, sir.
And two-sport athlete, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
You gonna choose to play college sports
Oh yeah, it's probably gonna end up being baseball.
in baseball?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea where you want to potentially go?
No, not yet. Really, just leaving everything open.
Trying to get a
Other than
feel
that.
for what you were thinking. This is my first time getting to watch a full game. You guys have a young team over there,
Yes,
full
sir.
of juniors.
Yes,
It's
sir.
going to be a great opportunity for me to watch you guys. I love it. Excited to watch you. So keep grinding, bud, and
Yes,
good
sir.
luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I got one last thing for you here, young man. When you're out on the mound and you're in this, because you went quick through this
Yeah.
whole thing, as you're getting late into the game, what was your mindset as you'd had the one hiccup there
Yeah.
where you allowed the run? When you came back out, you seemed to reset yourself. Has that been something you're working on?
Yeah. I've just been trying to work on my mental stuff. Like last time I was here, I was upset about how much I was walking people. So coming into this game, I wasn't as worried about velo and stuff like that. I was more worried about just throwing good pitches, getting my my defense to work, and just throwing strikes rather than walking people. And I feel like that definitely helped me out today.
Absolutely.
I walked.
And you didn't give up a walk,
I don't think so.
and you still had 9 Ks.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a recipe for success.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So outstanding work today.
Thank you.
Hey, folks, Carter Cox, one to watch for the Fort Zumwalt South Bulldogs, our player of the game. Congrats, young man, and
Thank you.
continued success.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, folks, that's going to do it. Mitch, as always, man, appreciate it.
I'm not going to see you Friday.
You're not going to see me Friday. No Friday night lights,
I'm
man.
used to seeing you like 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting fudge from Mom, and I feel like my birthday's coming up soon, and I'm hoping to get some more.
Oh man.
And no, I've enjoyed this this GAC thing, game of the week. I can't wait to do more, and I really love what you're doing for youth sports, and I'm glad I get a chance to be a part of it. And I don't want to sleep on the stuff that you guys do behind the scenes.
We're having a lot of fun. I appreciate you being part of it and what we're doing. We got one more game next week at
It's gonna be a
CBC.
fun
Yeah,
one.
it'll be a good one. So
I want people to come out.
I think they will.
I want like
mean,
150, 250. They don't have enough seating for that, but I'm excited about this one because it's 2 teams that we don't get a chance to see.
Yes.
Jackson coming up and playing. I know it's not that far of a drive. Typically don't get to see the St. Louis teams often, and having the chance of Friday Night Lights and then Tuesday's game is going to be pretty awesome.
Absolutely. So for the crew, my crack engineer over there, Lauren Klutz, for my cohort, Mitch Thomas, this is Brian French, and we're signing off, and thanks for tuning in, folks.